right, y'all. Welcome back to the Coffee Chat, where we brew up amazing conversations about leadership, entrepreneurships, and all things Black excellence. I'm joined today by my wonderful guest, Philip Crawford. He is a serial entrepreneur, and he's someone that's really pushing the envelope on the culture, especially in financial leadership as well as entrepreneurship. Welcome to the Coffee Chat, Phil.
I appreciate you for having me today.
Yes, I'm super excited. Okay, so one of the first things that I really want to jump into, because I know that you're really big on purpose, right?
Yeah.
One of your main things that you kind of evangelize on your platform is like purpose, entrepreneurship, as well as mental investments in yourself. And like, where did that start for you?
With purpose, I just felt like, I just feel like, everybody's on here on earth for a reason, right? Like every employee can't be an entrepreneur, every entrepreneur can't be an employee. Everybody can't be a chef, everybody can't be a doctor, lawyer. So it's just like everybody has a purpose and you just gotta find, what that purpose is for you that you're gonna give your maximum effort to. And I think like a lot of times we think, doing stuff that we're very passionate about and making money and love will get us to that next level sometimes. And sometimes it does, because a lot of times we need to put in the effort and energy where we can make the most amount of money, but something that we love too as well.
So I agree with you. So I've actually been talking to my younger people to say like, something that you're passionate about is not always going to be the thing that makes you the most money.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to learn skills to make money and then turn your passions into other sources of income or find ways to actually fulfill your passion in different ways, because making money ain't always sexy.
No.
It's not always sexy. I'm like, I'm going to school and I'm doing tech and I could care less. I just want to This is what I want to do. I definitely agree with you when you said the biggest income that you make might not always come from your passion. But what started that for you? Like, when did you start to see that? Was it when you were in high school and you like taking classes and you're like, this don't really, subscribe to me, because you also have an entrepreneurial spirit? When did that kind of come about?
That's a great question. Just to give you like the backstory about me, right? Like I'm originally from Houston, grew up in a Caribbean parent household.
What type of Caribbean?
Jamaican, right? But my parents split when I was a baby, right? And I tell people that are close friends or like anybody really that I come across, like I'm happy that my parents got divorced at a young age. To somebody else, that may be like, oh, like what are you talking about? But like to me, I don't think I'll be the same person I am today if they stayed in the same household. Right. People don't understand like how a toxic environment, and as you grow older and you see your parents, how they may be so different than each other, like how we're going through it, right? In our 20s and 30s and 40s of like how we may be with somebody, but they just don't fit us, right? And this doesn't work. For me, it was more so impacting others, right? Like impacting others in some way, shape, or form, whether it was mentally putting money in pocket, giving them opportunities, or putting them on in some way. And it's not for me to like say, yo, I did this for this person. It's just like, I'm just paying it forward. And it's crazy that I watched that movie in high school and it's like, yo, like you will be surprised how much better you feel about yourself when you're just paying it forward to somebody, to put somebody in position to win. And I feel like a lot of times people always want to take the credit for somebody else doing, because even if you put that person in position to win, they still got to do the work, right? And if they don't do the work, that's on them.
That is
so
true.
you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of times people have put me in a position to win, and I thank them. I'm very appreciative. I'm grateful. I never take it for granted, and I run with it and I go do the work that's needed to be done, right? A lot of people, you put them on and this, that, and the third, and you tell them, hey, go do this X, Y, and Z, and they just don't do it. It's like, yo, how you want to go make more money, how you want to, provide for people, or how you want to change your life, whatever the case may be is, you got to put in the work on an everyday basis.
So what I heard from this is you got all them jobs because you Jamaican. That's what I heard. No, just kidding. But it sounds like just having different experiences and going through that divorce early on kind of broaden your view to want to go about the world. And one of your passions is giving back.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not, and it doesn't have to be monetary. It's just putting people in a position to win. Like maybe you create a system that works for somebody that they can make money from.
Let's go let's get into the job. Can we get just a brief overview of all or some of
Stuff
the
that I've
things
done.
that you have done, are doing, and just like stuff that you want people.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. So I used to coach gymnastics, and I learned everything from that, from the manager that I was with, of how to like coach, how to spot, made a killing off of that. But I was really like learning because I actually enjoyed the sport too. Like
Okay.
it's a dope sport. Like
I would have never thought that.
yeah. And that was because of, somebody who I was with put me on, but I did the work there
Yes.
too. Right. Like I could have not did the work and probably got fired in a week, but I did the work and I learned. So that was something I did. Then after that, I got into CrossFit, interning for CrossFit. Eventually got a personal training certificate to start training people in sports and performance and training and stuff like that. And that made me feel good because it was helping others like lose weight or, helping their mental out. I remember the first client I had was this old guy in New York, and he was like, he may have been over like 65 years old, and he dealt with like, he would just get like a lot of pressure in his brain, like mental stuff. But like he would always come, like when we had a training session and he was ready to go. Like it made me feel good because like, yo, these people that are older and you have younger people that
Yes.
just don't want to put in the work.
Yes.
Yeah. And they like, even in the gym, like they're doing it, right? So it was dope doing that. From there, got into financial advising, fully licensed as a financial advisors
We met on your financial advising
journey, right? Right.
Yeah.
And but then in that between time of like transitioning from trainer to advisor, I had an epiphany one morning, like I can't do this on 40 years old because I love training, but there's a certain ceiling that you can go with training.
Absolutely.
Right? Especially if you don't have the proper connections, and everybody wants to do that. Like now it's like, it's a fad, right? We've grown out of drinking and smoking,
Yes.
and now everybody wants to be
Wellness is the way.
right.
Yeah.
But that's how New York was.
Okay.
I come to Texas, so,
Big.
right? So in the
Yeah.
South,
Yeah.
but down here now it's kind of getting back. Okay, well, and it's like, let's take care of our health, run clubs, boxing clubs, all that stuff is cool. So during that transition from, like I said, from training to becoming an advisor, I went through COVID. I had a crazy accident, right? I was literally down asleep for 5 days, right? Not knowing, people around me not knowing, like, if I'm gonna make it. And I'm super healthy at this time, right? And no one was really knowing what was going on.
You had like a real health scare.
Yeah, I was intubated and all that stuff.
Oh,
Asleep. Yeah, so I had to relearn how to walk, gain my strength back. I had nerve damage in my hand. So after that, I got back, rocking and rolling. I got into start taking my exams, my Series 66, 7, 63, SIE, all that stuff. There's nothing of locking yourself in a room or a house and just studying, turn on your phone.
When did we get away from that? Like, when did we get away from like the humility of like learning something new, studying, grinding, going back to the basics? Because it's just so much comfort in the right now.
This is real. This means just being super transparent, right? It doesn't take away from my intelligence, any of that stuff. And a lot of other people have gone through this. I remember failing exams over and over. And these are different exams. You have to take 4 exams to become a financial advisor. And if you go look at the percentage of how many Blacks are in that realm, it's not a lot, right? Or even having a certified financial planning certificate. So I probably failed like 6 to 8 exams across all 4 exams. But it wasn't because I wasn't smart. It was just more so like I would have test anxiety. And I was just like, I had just got out of COVID. I developed anxiety crazy from it. And I didn't realize it until I was taking these exams. Because I'm like, I want to pass these exams, and I really want to help my community out and understand financial literacy as a whole. You know what I mean? Like I went to school for accounting, plain enough. I get into finance and start understanding this, understanding how money works, spreads, margins, straddles, you know what I mean? So it's like, you learn, and the thing with being a financial advisor, you learn so much stuff from what accountants do, what advisors do, and what attorneys do, and how the markets work, and how many markets there is. So it's just like, it was just dope. It was just super dope. And I try to just educate as many people as possible that I come across, like, especially when I talk to young men, like, yo, like, don't BS. Like, I'm 28 going to 29 now. Like, that time flew, like, even from when I was 14. My dream was, like, ball's gonna really, I just wanted to play Division I ball, so like my parents didn't have to pay for me to go to college. Then I lose my father when I'm 16 years old, right? And eventually passed, became a fully licensed financial advisor, and then started helping people, as much as possible in the financial relationship space. And then I was like, man, this is where my purpose is. God gave me a second chance to like really help my community get to another level. Like I don't like when people be like, oh, we're still oppressed. Okay, cool. We know that already, or whatever the case may be is, but you can still make a way out.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, like, there's so many opportunities out here in the world. Like, you just have to go out and figure it out. If you're going to sit and tell yourself, hey, like, nothing's for me or whatever the case may be, you're going to be stuck. You're going to be in a matrix.
I know that from the financial planning, you just kaboomed with your entrepreneurship journey. I feel like even just from listening to you, it sounds like you had already done a lot of things as an entrepreneur, or that was kind of allotted for you. But I know post financial advising, that's when you really just went full-time entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
So,
and I was still working corporate. I was doing the entrepreneurial role, right? Well, entrepreneurial role is like a lot of times when you work in sales, but you work for a company, but when you're in sales, you're 100% commission. You got to go out and eat.
Oh yeah.
But you got the backing of the company. You got the brand, you got the marketing, you got the advertising. You're not doing all that stuff and other stuff with it, the education and stuff like that, right? Now, like, as sales, is where you're gonna make the money. If you really want to make money, sales is where you're gonna make the money, right? Or tech. You gotta have some technical skill, or you gotta know how to talk to people. So just think about it like, you're doing a regular W-2 job. It doesn't compare. Even if you're getting a commission check for like 20 or 30,000 compared to a regular, W-2. And there's nothing wrong with W-2. But there's only there's a ceiling. There's a ceiling with it. Yeah. It's very tough to climb up a ladder.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. When you're in sales, you can control what you do. You got 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week. You could be productive, right? If you gotta be productive as much as possible, right? So that's what really kind of, taught me a lot, because you have your ups and you have your downs too. And like, when it's slow, you're like, damn, what do I do? Or whatever the case may be is, but you got to keep on going and grinding the wheel, because if you don't, like, you're just going to get stuck in the mud or stuck in the water.
Did you start your company while you were financial planning?
I did. And I remember April of 2024. I'm like going back. I'm in a whole matrix for a whole month. I'm like going back and forth. Dang, do I leave this job? Because I just got with this private group. I just got with this private group within the company. I was going to start getting a lot of inbound leads and stuff like that. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know if this is for me.
It's like double down on them or double down on you.
That was basically what it was. And I was like, I don't think this is like for me. This company's not for me. I don't like it. And I was one of the youngest like Black advisors to go to top 50 advisors.
Phil was working hard, guys. Phil was at every networking event getting him some clients. So I know that she was at the top of your game.
But that's draining too, though, right? At the end of the day, when it's like you have no balance and you're trying to figure out a work-life balance and it's just not it, right? I'm talking to women, they think like I'm trying to holler at them and it's not the case. And it's like, I'm just trying to do business. And he used
to say his advantage.
But it's so crazy though, right? I would ask older advisors, right? Or Black men, like, yo, how do you get past the differentiation with this?
Yeah.
Like, on some real stuff, because it was tough. Like, it was very, very tough. And it was no disrespect. And it was no disrespect to the woman. Like, she's probably beautiful, but I'm over here trying to get paid. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to look at it as a transactional relationship. I obviously want to build a relationship, because a lot of times,
I feel like you did really care about your clients or building like genuine relationships.
Because I want to strategically plan for you a holistic way to have you make the most amount of money in a short period of time or before retirement, right? Like now everybody's like, retirement age 65. That's going up to 72, 75. And that's probably going to go up even more, because inflation is going to keep on going up. So you guys thinking, oh, I got this 5-10 year plan. Oh, it got to be reduced now down to 3 to 5, right? And you got to figure out how you can make as much money as fast as possible. And maybe America's not for you. Maybe you need to go to another country.
As we were talking about, like your journey, when you started to pivot into entrepreneurship, what do you wish as a community we heard more during our youth as it relates to, I feel like your premise is more based around like financial literacy or, entrepreneurship. What do you feel like we should have heard, or what we should know?
Right?
Yeah.
I actually posted this on my story on Saturday on Instagram. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I told like, you must have not liked it. Some people did it. But what I was saying was like, even women too. I ain't gonna lie, even women too. Young Black man, young Black woman, right? Like, you guys, they need to understand, like, hey, you're pouring different energy, you're pouring into different energy channels, whether you're in a relationship, family member, friend that may be draining you. If that's not for you, you got to cut it off. And we don't hear that at a young age. I would tell my kids right then, if like that person doesn't make you feel good, maybe that shouldn't be the person that you should be friends with, or be in a relationship with, or whatever the case may be is. And save as much money as possible, right? Like our parents in our community, like, oh, when you're 18, get out the crib. Oh, like you have to understand, you should give them to that 25, 26 age window so that they get saved and they get stacked up. Cool. Help around the house, do whatever you need to do. I lost my dad at 16 years old. So I grew up faster than most people. And not saying that other people haven't been through this tragic experience, but never in a million years would I thought I would lose my dad to like cancer out of the blue, out of nowhere. Right? Like in 2 months, boom. Right? So you like, whoa, like reality shock. Like life is real. Stack as much money as possible. I tell people like, right now you should try to stack to $50,000 or $100,000. You're like, where is it coming from? Figure it out.
I think that that's kind of like what we are going to get into, right? Because I feel like I'm hearing your foundation, right? And I'm hearing like where your mindset is coming from. And I feel like it's important for us to talk about how we can shift our mindsets as a culture and shift into that I can stack $50,000 to $100,000 versus where it's gonna come from. How? Because like you said, money being printed every day. And even just like seeing what you are doing, you got your hands in a lot of different pots. Obviously, everybody can't do that, but there are a lot of non-sexy ways to make money, right? Like it's a lot of non-sexy ways to make money, and saving is not the only security. It's really not enough.
It's not enough.
Saving is not enough. I think that's for me. I think that that's something that I feel like we need to hear as a people. We needed to hear that younger in life, and that's something that needed to be taught. Like saving is not enough. And investing.
And when I say saving, that's like really literally what I get to in my definition in my head, because I know what's going on in my head. But investing, like CDs, money market funds, high savings account, like to me,
just at a base level.
To me, they don't do me any good.
Okay.
Right? Because I'm a high risk taker. I'm a gambler. That's just how I am. I don't got kids. I don't got a wife, whatever the case may be is. And I need to get to the money as fast as possible. Right? And that's super important for people to understand. It's just like when you have a deal on the table and your boss comes to me like, hey, we need to close this deal in a week. This deal needs urgency because you need to close it in a week.
Yes.
You need to get paid. They need to get paid, whatever the case is. So if you guys don't have the urgency to get this deal closed, what's going to happen? You're going to lose on this 50, 70, whatever, how much it is. Doesn't really matter. I try to provide communication as fast as possible to people, except for on Sundays, right? Because that's my time for God and family. And the reason why I do that is because humans enjoy that. They like that, right? Because if you respond back fast, like this person
cares. That means I'm important.
Exactly,
that means
right?
That you care about me.
Exactly. So when people like don't answer, whatever the case, and everybody's different. It's important to have them feel good because you never know who they can refer you to or bring you to.
So as we're talking about that, right, I know that there is a lot of information out on the internet, and I feel like on your platform, you come from like a real perspective. And one of the things that you said, I don't know, it might have been a couple months back, but you said that like it's more important for us to help each other versus not to scam each other or get over on each other in the process. Like we should all be using the information that we have to build each other up as a community. And I know that from what you're saying, like that's what you believe.
100%. Think about it like this. You have 4 or 5 friends, your close friends or whomever that you could bring in your circle, and y'all all on the same page. Just think about it. You have 4 or 5 heads all on the same page. Hey, this is what we're going to do. This is the goal. This is what the splits will be when this is done or whatever the case may be is. That's way easier than having it all on one person. So you tell me I got my hands all in different pots, right?
Yes.
But I have partners. I delegate stuff too as well, right? Like people are working for me right now.
Or just people with vested interest.
But I had to learn that as well if I wanted to scale and grow and make the money that I want, right? Like I want to make $50,000 to $100,000 a month. That's just my standard. Your standard may be different. No, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general. Somebody else's standard may be different. But for me, like, that's my standard because I have goals that I want to get done. I'm not saying no. Right? So income isn't increasing as fast as prices are increasing.
Obviously, there are a lot of falsehoods about what it takes to get rich or what it takes to make money. And like I said, one of the things that you said, we need to stop trying to scam each other. So do you feel like the moral of the conversation is find friends to invest with? We also haven't been taught a lot about business.
Yeah.
And we have a more of a fear mentality about losing in business, and that's why a lot of people or investing, right? You deal with that all the time, I'm sure. Like Black people have this big fear and phobia around money. It's easier for them to get scammed, is what I'm saying, because when somebody is telling you, when something sounds too good, sometimes it is too good to be true. It's too good to be true. So I do think that that's how a lot of the false narratives are being built, and people are making fast money for themselves while taking money from people who are actually genuinely trying to learn. What do you feel like the breakdown of that is, or where the real happens? Is it people investing with their friends and bringing in business partners so that they don't take out business loans and then flop because they can't hold up, or getting financial literacy?
The first step is definitely getting financial literacy and understanding how business work and understanding how money works and understanding legal contracts too as well. Right? Like, I was literally at a networking event the other day, and it came from this Black, big time real estate broker out here. And he was like, in our community, like Blacks, we more so rather fight each other before we can even get anything going on paper. And the other communities, they just execute and go, and then they figure it out if and everything is on paper. Yeah, like, if you're gonna get a real estate attorney, a business attorney involved, so like you have contracts in place, everybody knows their splits, everybody knows their roles, that's the whole thing. It's an egotistical thing within our community of why we can't get to this next level. For me, I focus on, I tell people, like, these are my strengths and these are my weaknesses, right? Business development, I like sales, I like marketing. I understand how marketing works and stuff like that. Cool. I need you to do X, Y, Z. Can you handle this?
Yeah.
Right. And you got to be open and be able to take constructive criticism, and also be open and inviteful for the conversations that need to be happening. Right. Again, 100,000 from one person is 100,000. From 4 people is 25,000 each.
Yeah.
From 5 people, it's around 20,000 each.
The risk is lower, right?
The risk is lower. There's endless opportunity of what you can do.
But I also think that, one other thing that I would add to that is that I don't think you should just do business with anybody.
No.
Right? Like, you should do business with somebody who is vested and also interested in that industry, and not just like, I just want to invest my money, or I just want to make some money. And then it's now you, the person with the passion, are selling your butt off, and then the person that's supposed to be picking up the other slack is just like, I really wasn't interested in this. This was your idea. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think that that's also something to consider in finding people that may not be your friend.
Yeah.
I'm saying to invest with, or people that you may not have like close relationships with. Or do you feel like those are the best business partners?
I love my friends and family. Don't do business.
Don't do business. I mean, and I get that.
Because it's just like, it's going to tarnish the relationship if it just doesn't go its way. And again, the ego stuff, people don't want to play their role, do what they need to do on everyday basis. You understand, when you're when you have a business compared to a regular job, every day there's something to do.
Absolutely.
Every day. Unless you get to a point where, okay, I could take a vacation, or this is shut down, you have a brick and mortar, you can shut down, whatever the case may be, or just virtually, I don't know. Every day you have something to do as a business.
Yeah, and the level of commitment, the level of motivation, I will say, changes. So it's really based on your commitment to your outcomes. Are you really committed to be successful?
Right.
Yeah.
I have posted on Facebook the other day. People like, what you just said, Phil, you got your hands in different pots. Phil be like, yo, you're doing a lot. I'm like, nah, y'all not doing enough. You like that one? I'm not doing enough.
I keep talking about your social media because I really feel like y'all should follow him. I'm definitely gonna put his info in the caption. But I do feel like, one, to hear from you as somebody that's watching you, right? I'm like, okay, you got the real estate that you're doing. You have like your financial agency that you run, and just like you work out, you're doing content, like
Doesn't stop.
you're doing a million different things, but honestly, it makes it seem a little bit more palatable when you say, I'm not doing it all on my own. Because again, I think that the community, or even just for myself, I won't put this on y'all, I'm just put it on me. Just feeling like you have to be like you are in complete control of your success. And it's like the most successful people have partners, right? Like I have somebody helping me today, and this is gonna make it much easier than if I was just trying to do it all by myself or trying to think of everything on my own. Just hearing you say it's not just me, even though I'm the person that's posting this on my personal page, it's 4 other people posting it on 4 other platforms that's giving us more visibility, which means I don't have to work as hard to market this. And I have a little more capacity to market something else that I'm also doing, and I have the capacity to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%. And I had to learn that though, like
Okay.
on some real stuff. Cause like for me, it was like I could do everything myself. My brain would go like crazy. I would go crazy. Like
Yeah,
it's very
overwhelming.
overwhelming.
It's
And I
overwhelming.
had to figure out like, okay, where can this person fit here? Where can this person fit here? Where can this person fit
So
here?
how do you find people? Like, what has that process been like for you?
So for me, like I make money on my phone. As long as I have a phone, I have a voice, and I can go either knock on the door or go get whatever. All I need is Wi-Fi and a phone to make money. Right.
No, I mean like partners.
Partners wise,
Yeah.
I do a lot of vetting. I do a lot of vetting and understanding too. And sometimes you have to have hard conversations with people as well. You gotta pick the right person that you can have those hard conversations with and doing business as well. And I don't mix a lot of my friendship. Like there's different groups of people that I'm always with or whatever the case may be. So people are thinking like, oh yeah, Phil has like so many friends or this person. I'm like, yeah, I have different people like in
This is like your business.
yeah, sometimes I know business. Sometimes, like I build relationships like with people or they eventually want to do business. And I'm like, all right, cool. But while I'm doing this, I'm also vetting and analyzing people too. Because I'll tell them like, nah, I won't do business with you. And we can just keep it as friends. I've done that before, but I had to learn how to do that stuff because you really think like, yo, you feeling bad about it, but like you're not because this is important. Like this is money. You know what I'm saying? This is money like that or whatever the case is. And I want that person I'm doing business with to make more money than me or put you in a position to make more money than me. It's not just like, hey, like I want all this glory and fame for myself. That's not the case, right? Like, and I've always reaching out to people like on different, platforms just to like see what they're doing or whatever the case is. Because the worst answer you can get is a no.
Yeah.
The worst answer you can get it once you get over that.
I'm gonna ask, as an entrepreneur, how do you like get confident? How do you get comfortable and confident with that rejection? Because I'm a lady. We don't like no. We don't.
I know, right? Like man, like that.
Yeah.
I like no, like.
And then also when we talk about the rejection, what's something that you feel like you had to unlearn in business or during this process?
Oh, take emotions out of it.
Okay.
You have to.
Yeah.
We're genetically structured different. I'm just saying, like, what do you want me to
peeled on my podcast?
I'm just saying, are you not just
But no, I'm just saying, like, overall in business, right? Obviously, I mean, I know a lot of business women and I always commend them.
Yeah.
Because you really do. That's the most successful people that are in business are people that take the emotions out of it and go with black and white, right?
Yeah.
What's the best opportunity? What makes the most sense? And then you go with that and you just deal with everything afterwards. But I'm saying, like, as you have become an entrepreneur, what have you had to unlearn, or even if it was the rejection piece?
The emotions part for sure. Unlearning. Everyone's not going to be your, cup of tea.
Everybody ain't gonna see your vision. I had to ask
that.
That's probably something that I am learning, and you can't.
You're your own entity.
Yeah.
Your friend is her own entity.
Yeah.
I'm my own entity.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like when you have kids, and let's say you have 4, they all gonna be different.
They're all gonna be different.
And you have to know how to adjust as a mom, parent, of how to treat everybody because they're all gonna be different. It's just looking at it like you have 3 different businesses. They all possibly have 3 different business models.
Yes.
And you may have different business partners in each 3 businesses. It's the same thing. It all applies to life.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like one of the things I would say that I am unlearning in business is taking the emotion out.
Cause you damn, you don't want to invest in that? Like, fuck. Like,
yeah.
What? Like, that's a good idea that I gave you.
Yes. And it's just like, or just when somebody don't see your vision or don't understand your dedication or your drive, like, you know what I'm saying? You feel crazy. It's just like, how nobody else.
But you know what, D? It's okay because somebody else is gonna see your
Yes, and
vision.
absolutely love it.
Then when you start running with it, they're like, damn, I should have invested in what you or do this, that, and the third. They're like, damn, I should have took the opportunity. Well, you didn't want to invest in it. Cool, we still friends. Simple as that. It's like I'm telling you, like I have had to learn how to just be like, yo, it is what it is. It's whatever. Like I'ma still do me with or without you, regardless. It's so funny when people think like they are in control of my life, or because only God is, right? Or they have some deep impact on my life. I'm like, yo, if I had 5 of me, trust me. So if I had like, you know what I mean? If I felt like I had a twin brother, I'm like, I'd be going crazy.
Yeah, you're crazy. You always try to instill the fact that like money is a tool and you're using it strategically to work for you. Again, so that just brings me back to don't just save all your money because it's a tool. Like it's supposed to work for you.
Has to.
Right. It's supposed to make your life easier or supposed to multiply while you are doing whatever else you're doing to make it multiply. What would you say your personal philosophy is around building?
Start investing as young as possible. If you're a parent, start investing for your kid as young as possible. Get life insurance policy on them, on yourself. Once you reach 18 and you have that investment account, it gets transferred over to you. Invest $5 a day, $5 a week. I don't care.
Doubling down on what you're saying, a little goes a long way, especially when you're investing. You can invest $25 a month, then start to $25 every 2 weeks, and it like you can build your investment. You don't have to be like, oh, I gotta save $500. I think that was one of the things that we were like talking about, like how to balance, right? Like saving for emergency or saving for a vacation, but also investing in my IRA, investing in my life insurance, and also having like, some type of other investment pot. They all don't have to be 300, 200, 500. My little, stocks might be $25 a month or whatever, but that's at least something that is compounding over time.
Yep.
And the investment is still important. It's really important. What's the money mistake you made? I feel like we make.
Well, money mistake I made, the first big money mistake I made because I didn't understand money was when I was coaching in grocery gymnastics. I used to make a lot of cash. I graduated college in 2019 and I had a good amount saved up, whatever the case would be. And my mom was like, yo, I'll go half with you on paying your student loans down. And I was like, all right, cool. But that was the biggest mistake I ever could have made because that's one thing I would have been a multi-millionaire right now. We wouldn't even be having this conversation.
If you would have invested your money.
If I would have took 20 racks and invested into those in proper companies that I was supposed to invest in, I'll be a multi-millionaire and then we would have this conversation. That was a big, so like, just think about that little thing. I would have been able to pay off all my student loans because it wasn't even a lot. And I would have been sitting on millions. That little thing, I tell people that, like, that's like my big, and I just didn't understand money at the time. I was making a lot of cash.
Okay.
And that's the problem that I've been making. And it's like, damn, you just like, it is what it is.
I think so. Even just what you are saying, right, is very powerful because I feel like investments seem mythical and they seem uncertain to a lot of people, right? What do you feel like the truth really is about investing? Because I feel like, okay, at the time, right, you're like, what we are taught is like work, get out of debt and save, right? So investing seems so taboo because does it take a long time for you to get your money back? Are you just giving up your money and you never gonna see it again? Most people out there is that they're going to lose money.
Get money, don't make no money. Look at it every day. Why is investing mythical if other cultures do it all the time?
That's what I'm trying to demystify. The mind frame that I've had to try to unlearn, that I am unlearning. The mind frame that I'm unlearning through different resources like having a financial planner is the power of investment. But if you ask me how I was taught, it was to work a job. It was to save my money, get a new car, get a house, and pay off whatever debt you got. You get what I'm saying? Or pay off your student loans, pay down your student, that I feel like is, for the most part, like a common theme and thread throughout our culture. And investing in entrepreneurship is like an oddity.
That wasn't a thing, right? It could have got us way, way ahead, right? And I always give like our parents a lot of grace within our community and stuff like that for sure. Like it's not their fault, whatever the case may be, it's a generational thing. And that's why I wrote my children's book on financial literacy and real estate about my nephew and my little cousin, Kai and Haley's adventure to Dubai and New York. Financial journey. I'm sorry. You can go check it out on Amazon. But I wrote it so that these young kids can understand like the financial markets are real. Real estate is real. Like anytime my nephews are in the car or my nieces and I try to and I give them so much game and through text or whatever, if they don't answer, they don't answer. If they want to use the information, they use the information, right?
The exposure is important.
It is. It's very. I didn't have those conversations, so I'm like, so I tell my nephew, I'm like, what's Bitcoin? How can it be utilized? What what's that over there? What that building is? What is that building?
Because I still don't understand Bitcoin or crypto, and I'm like, I'm scared. That's what I'm saying. But you have to learn. But I am more open to learning, right? Like everybody misses. If you got that Dogecoin during COVID, I need a little piece. But again, like I think that we fear new things and like stuff that's moving fast. But like you said, it's like millionaires being made off of this stuff, or the education is what's missing, or the exposure to know like, there are things happening in the world and you getting left behind because you putting that money in your savings account and you making 1% or 4% with that high yield savings account, and you could be diversifying your assets. That's what I think it is. It's not a financial literacy podcast, but blame Phil if y'all money.
You said you don't understand Bitcoin.
No.
But you got Wi-Fi, a computer, and a phone.
Yes.
And YouTube. So you have a phone, books, Wi-Fi, computer, and podcasts, and you don't know what Bitcoin is. So did you choose to not know what it is?
I chose.
That's the answer I'm looking for. That's accountability. A lot of people are not going to take accountability when they say, oh, I don't understand and know something. It's so funny when girls will be like, oh, can you mount the TV? Or, oh, can you change the thing? Dude, fellas, you got ChatGPT and you got YouTube.
Tips.
I'm just saying. So it goes vice versa. You can learn how to do it. You either just not going to want to do it or you are going to do it.
I'll say this about like the Bitcoin piece or just like cryptocurrency. I do think that there is a lot of information that can fear mongering from educating yourself on it or wanting to investment, because I do feel like it's a time investment, right? That's the same way I feel about learning how to invest. It's a time commitment. So it is easier to just save your money and just be like, okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, at least I got money in my savings account. But yeah, I have all three of those things. So what?
Through all three of what?
The phone, the Wi-Fi.
Okay. Right. So it's like, I tell people that all the time, where it's like, when they feel stuck and they can't figure out a way to make money, there's everything out there for us to make money. Mm-hmm. Like I tell people all the time, right? If you could tell me something that we can create right now that you need, or do we have everything already?
No, I don't think everything. I feel like it's
no, in your life, you need to be created for you to be successful in life.
For me to be successful?
Whatever the case may be.
No, I don't think so. I think I have the tools that I need to be successful.
Conversation done. Because all we have now is innovation stuff.
Yeah.
And we have everything down.
Everything better.
I was talking to my boy 2 days ago. I'm like, yo, if you think about the 2000s to now, nobody expected the world to be where it is now in 2000. That's how fast technology advanced, right? Like from 2010 to 2020, like, you have Instagram, Snapchat, and all that stuff. And you can go look at their market price too from stocks. Wow. Right? And just think about it, of how much revenue that they gained.
So if you invested that $20K back then,
listen,
you would be
crazy. I wouldn't be going crazy. I wouldn't be going crazy. Well, I don't know. I could have lost it too, because I felt like God didn't want me to touch probably that much money at such a young age. Because the same way how you're saying right now, I didn't understand Bitcoin and stuff like that. That was me, because it was like, okay, I put my money in here. How long does it take to get here, to stand the third? And when we would have our conversations, I'll tell you what, you're young. You need to think long-term, 10, 20, 30 years. because that's just what it is. But you also need to be making as much cash flow as possible, right? And reducing your debt as fast as possible too. That's how you're going to win the game. But again, remember, when you're scaling, you need to have the proper partners too as well. You cannot do it all on your own. If you go look at a company or whatever your last company that you work with, go look how much employees is there. That's scaling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's basically that's scaling.
So what's a financial trend right now that makes you excited, and then one that kind of gives you a little bit of cause for pause?
That makes me excited. AI, and then calls for pause. AI.
Expound, because everybody's gonna say.
Right? Because it makes me, a lot of times, it can either make you more dumb or make you smart. And it's just depending on how you utilize it too as well. Right? So for me, I utilize it on an everyday basis more so to work faster. And I have my virtual assistants utilize it too as well if they don't know something or whatever the case may be, because I'm working faster and I'm working smarter. That's how I use it. Now, it's also going to erase a lot of people's jobs. I feel like the government is going to have to put a lot of people on stipend and give them checks out on a monthly basis. This is just my perspective and my point of view, because if all these jobs are going to get replaced by AI, what other jobs are going to be? What are we going to be, floating in the sky like birds?
I feel like there is a catch-22 just from somebody who understands AI a little more technically. Like, it's not foolproof. Like,
No.
AI is not foolproof. So I do think that even if they do that, they're going to learn the hard way that they're still going to have, like, you have to have
Human?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have human interaction. You have to have human oversight. But can you eliminate jobs based off of streamlining tasks? Absolutely.
Not free.
Absolutely.
We're only in the beginning phases.
Yeah, we are.
The digital stage. Now you got the robo taxi, and then you got the automated cars. Now what happens if the flying cars come up?
I ain't getting in no way, Mom.
What happens when the robots pull up?
Yeah. So I'm not saying that eventually that is not something to consider, but I also think that pause right here. This is another opportunity for people to recognize that this is somewhere you should be investing in, learning about.
Yeah.
Because if your job goes away, but right now you invested in a company that is spinning up quantum computing and spinning up technology, you know what I'm saying? But if you invest in those types of companies that are investing in innovation and technology in the AI space, you still gonna be ahead of the game. So it's like, okay, I might have lost my $50,000 salary, but while I was working, I was putting $25 a check away. And once my job went, this company went public, and now I'm a millionaire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, those are the things.
Investors.
That is the thing too, in the time investment of understanding what is happening and where things are going, because everybody's not saying AI for no reason.
Yeah.
AI is literally being put into every single thing we do. Every time Apple makes an update, I'm just saying, for people who got phones, every time Apple makes an update, every time Instagram, it's AI on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get away from it. So that is another indicator that is where the world is going. Just like you see people building, the money going into real estate. You know what I'm saying? Like, in different areas. But I definitely feel like
real estate, healthcare, AI, warfare, and
investment
pharmaceuticals,
opportunities.
never going nowhere.
So before we get out of here, and this is not a question that you prepared for, but I just want to put you.
Yeah, sure.
Well, okay, so for somebody that started net zero, right? If somebody was just starting from scratch, what would you tell them to do to make money? What would you tell them, a good strategy, or if they're trying to make money right now?
Are we talking about like scratch, like zero from the? Give me a synopsis. Give me like a whole.
Okay, so okay, this is a real world scenario. It's a lot of people that are laid off right now, right? You might have a 401k, you might have a little bit in your savings, and you might have a severance, or you may not have those things, but you got to figure out your next move and try to be strategic in terms of like making some money.
One, I would try to be as valuable as possible with someone, to myself and to someone else that is in a high place. So whether that person is making millions of dollars, hey, can I be your executive assistant?
Okay. So you do it for free.
Yeah. And they'll eventually pay you, because or you're going to be around the people that you need to be around. You're going to talk to the one right person.
Valuable.
And you may say something, hey, this is my scenario, whatever the case may be is. an opportunity may come. That's one. You could go to a restaurant, I'll wash dishes, scavenger up something, rent out a 1 bedroom, whatever the case may be is, get as much money as possible as you can, start investing in yourself by learning skills, high value skills or certifications. Because to me, college education is really going down the hill unless you're going for a profession, whether it's a doctor, attorney, or nurse. And I say it over and over again. Some people don't like to hear it, but I'm going to just tell you the truth.
It is.
I'm a realistic person.
It's skills over degrees right now.
It is what it is. But
yes,
again, from the 2010s to now, we did not expect this, right? You like, damn, I went to school, I paid this X amount, I owe over $100,000, and I can't even get a job that's gonna give me $250,000. Because where are those jobs most of the times? You gotta be C-suite level executives.
So that's good to think. So one of the things that you said, or one of the things that, as I asked you that question about somebody that was laid off, one of the things that I did when I got laid off was I reached out to you, or maybe we were communicating, and you was like, I need to get on the phone with you because we need to look at your 401k, and we need to be making sure that you're investing
aggressively.
That's something that you would
Yeah.
recommend for somebody.
When you're young as hell, there's no reason for you not to make aggressively. You have time. Time is a limited resources, but you have time on your side, right?
Well, I mean, even when I was laid off, right, I wasn't at that current moment actually putting coins in the bank, but you went into my 401k to make sure that
It was structured properly.
Yeah, it was diversified enough for me to see some gains.
And I hopefully they did see you did see a lot of gains, right? People gotta understand, like, it's okay to take the risk, but also you gotta work with somebody who's gonna give it to you straight and tell you the pros and cons of this will happen. But if I tell you the pros are gonna probably outweigh the cons, because again, the ceiling has no ceiling. Much cash as you can, and try to figure out how that cash can make you more money so that you can pay down the debt. Money loves speed. So you have to learn a skill set where you can make a lot of money or be of value to someone.
So you're saying, like, pay your debt as slow as possible and focus on retaining your cash and finding ways to add to that pot.
Exactly. Because again, if you can't pay all your debt to zero, still has interest going on. So boom.
How long do it take for something to compound in a high yield savings?
High yield savings account, they break it up so it's annualized.
Okay.
So you have 12 months. So like, let's say 4%, you got about 12. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not every quarter, every month. Every month. Okay. Every month. That's how they're going off of it. So the more money you have in a high yield savings account, the more money you can make. Mm-hmm. But high yield savings account, and then there's inflation. So let's just say inflation's at 2%. Hypothetically, inflation's at 2%, high savings at 4%. What's the net? 2%. That ain't nothing.
Where you could be investing in.
What is 2%? If you go look at any of the top 4 cryptos, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Lana, and you go look at from the inception to now, or at their highest point, and go look at the percentage return, it's insane.
Okay.
If you go look, all you gotta do is type it in, hey, give me the market price. And you go see that, and you look at the return. You're like, what the hell? 2% compared to that? Please.
Okay.
Like, why? That's how you have, that's.
Be a Bitcoin warrior.
No, it's not even about being a Bitcoin warrior. It's just like.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's just like.
You need to be diversified 100% because you just don't ever know. But again, though, too, I'm going to take the risk more than.
Somebody that's going to take the safe
route, and because when you get older to a certain point, you can't work or your brain don't operate, or God forbid something happens to you. You know, obviously we don't want that, but what are you gonna do? Anything you gotta just look at it. You get medical insurance and dental insurance when you leave. It's gone. You have to understand. I had to stay with my job for 3 years. I made a lot of money with them. I had to stay with my job for 3 years to get their share of what they put into my 401k.
What?
So I leave my 2 years and probably like 8 to 10. So I don't get that.
Wow. So it's like your account is this big, but then if you leave,
they take all that money back.
Wow.
And that goes for a lot of people.
Wow. And then a lot of times, like, you're investing your money, not just, but like based on the match, like whatever the max they're going to do, that's what I'm going to do. But for you to leave, and if you were putting the 6% in your own IRA,
Right.
you would have left
More.
Yeah.
Because more goes back into your paycheck.
Yes. And when you are dealing with your IRA, it's already taxed, so you don't have to worry about that.
Depending on what type of investment account.
Yes.
Listen, I tell you all the time, $100 in my checking and savings account and over $100,000 in investment account, I'm broke, baby. So
Because you got
that's just how I view it.
Yeah.
That's invisible money. That is like worst comes to worst. But again, tell people all the time, you got 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. If you want to bullshit, you can bullshit yourself. You know what I'm saying? You only bullshitting yourself. So if you're gonna put in the work, you're gonna put in the work and make shit happen.
This education and AI definitely, I feel like, is a game changer for people to be able to have whatever they need to be successful. If you can learn whatever you want to, and you can execute however you need to, and you can streamline using the resources that are available.
Right? And some people don't understand, like, again, time is on your side and the time is not on your side. So the longer you procrastinate and wait to figure out what you want to do, because again, money is a tool, right? Money is a tool. It's not evil. Being greedy and egotistical is evil, right? So you need to figure out how you could provide and live the lifestyle that you want to the most efficient way possible.
And one thing that I think I'm gonna double down on what you just said is, like, I always remember this saying from someone. I can't remember, it may have been one of our mentors. It's like, it's not that you don't make enough, or it's not that you can't afford it. You're not making enough money. You need to find ways
To make
to make more money. And I always keep that with me. I'm just like, whatever I want to do, I want to continue to, like, raise the bar, right? I don't want to confine myself and be like, oh, I got to cut back on everything. I want to do that. Yeah, let's find. Yeah, it's like, let's find out how to make some more money, or let's find out how to make the money that I have. Like, people have savings right now. Like, find ways to invest to make that money work for you.
Listen, I have like people all the time and everybody has a different risk appetite.
Absolutely. I will say that, and I understand that. That's why I said the $25 scenario. Scared. Start small, and then as you see your money compound, you'll understand and build confidence in it.
So that's just what it is, right? It's a scary thing for most people.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Yeah. What's one bold move? Because he getting out of here. Phil got to go. Y'all know he important. What's one bold move that you would tell someone listening to take this week?
One bold move. If your circle isn't talking about investments, the gym, anything that can benefit you, change your circle. And your parents are not always right.
I think that's amazing advice. I think that's amazing advice. Find people with similar interests. Sometimes you got to find a new tribe, or you got to find multiple tribes of interest. Take risks, be bold, don't be scared, and educate yourself. All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Phil, for showing up. This has been a really great conversation. I can tell where your passions lie, and I can tell why you got a million jobs, because you do. I appreciate you. I also want to shout out you for the opportunity to even record here and opening up this opportunity for me here at One Space. Thank you guys for allowing me to record. Thank you, Phil, for he really do stand on helping people. So I took this opportunity, and I'm super grateful for it, and I'm thankful for you coming in and recording.
You're good. And I want to give you your flowers, and I want to tell you to keep going, because as much as people think this podcast space is saturated, every single market is saturated. I think we talked about this the other day. Every single market is saturated, but you got to find a way to just be different. Your aura just needs to radiate. You need to just be you, just be authentic with people, get great guests, start trying to get different sponsors. All that stuff is so important, but you got to just keep on going and just chugging at the wheel.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Bye, y'all.